How's it going? This is Jordan Conradson with Gateway Pundit. I'm here outside the Veterans Memorial Coliseum with Garland Favorito. He is the plaintiff in the election lawsuit in Georgia. How are you doing today?
Great, Jordan. Thanks for interviewing me.
Of course. Well, first off, Mr. Favorito, I just want to thank you for the heroic work that you're doing in Georgia.
Well, thank you. We've got a whole bunch of people behind us. It's not just me.
Oh,
I'm just the face of an incredible movement in Georgia.
That's awesome. So the latest reports are that it will not be until June 21st for the next hearing on the Fulton County ballots. Can you tell us more about where this case is at?
Well, the Fulton County filed some last-ditch motions to try to avoid being the defendants in the case, which is not going to work out. The Board of Elections is kind of finger-pointing at the county. The county is kind of finger-pointing at the process and the board. So we'll have to go back to court and resolve all those little technical difficulties, which they're all related to something that Georgia calls sovereign immunity. And they're all claiming that they are immune from being defendants in lawsuits. So that's really not the case. It's just a matter of a judge deciding who is the real defendant. We just served them all, and they said we'll let the judge pick who's going to be a defendant, but it's going to have to pick one of them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is it true that you're not expecting the audit and counting to start in Georgia until after July 4th?
I think that July would be realistic as probably the earliest date, because once the decision is made, even if the decision was made at June 21st, which we don't even know if that will happen, it could be another 30-day delay. But even if that decision was made, it takes us a couple of weeks to get everything set up. We need to make sure we got all the equipment. We have to arrange for what they call a special master. And everything's got to be scheduled. So realistically, it would be 2 or 3 weeks from the decision date.
All right. And then do you have any comment on Rudy Friedman and her daughter being subpoenaed for their role on the November 3rd election?
Well, right. So that's a good thing that they're going to be deposed at some point in time. We think that these new motions will delay those depositions, most likely until after they're resolved. But then we will be able to ask them some questions at some point in time. We would prefer to do the inspection first before we ask them questions. But another group of the plaintiffs want to get them on right away. So they're going to move forward on that, and I'm guessing that it will be soon after the decision is made to continue with the inspection.
Of course. And then do Fulton County officials have any more tricks up their sleeve?
Well, that's a really good question. Now that they have hired criminal defense attorneys without any elections experience and without being authorized by the Board of Elections, it's really, really strange. So I would think they have more tricks up their sleeve. We could see another 30-day delay past June 21st. They'll probably throw something else at us. But we're down to technicalities now. So I don't see, they haven't been able to come up with anything concrete that would stop this inspection from going forward that I can see.
And then, so last month, a room full of ballots was found unlocked, open, defying subpoenas. Does that create any concerns for you regarding ballot security from now to the audit?
Well, we've been concerned about it since day one. Now, the judge did put a protective order on the ballots in January. So they do have a generic protective order. And Fulton County made a verbal commitment to the court on Tuesday, May 25th, in a private meeting with the attorneys, that the sheriff's office would monitor and secure that building, and they did neither one. They were not monitoring it. The sheriff's cars went away. They did not secure the front door. It was open, and they were not monitoring the alarms either. When the alarm went off, nobody came back for 2 hours. So they are violating their verbal commitment to the court, and yes, we're still concerned about that, and we're hoping that the court will show a little bit more concern as well.
Mm-hmm. And then my last question is, what can everyday Georgians do to ensure that this process goes through?
Well, thank you for asking. The best thing I think they could do right now is just to support us at voterga.org. All the information is up there on VoterGA. And we also have a donate tab where you can donate for either by credit card or by PayPal or a check in the mail. So that helps us keep alive, and our suit is funded on the backs of patriots throughout the state of Georgia and around the country, and it's all basically small donations, very few large donations at all.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Favorito.
Thank you, Jordan.